We can look at question 8 from exercise 5F. And this is a trickier question because we've got two quadratic functions, they're quadratic, f and g. Okay, such that now we've got two pieces of information. So f1 equals 0 and f0 equals 10. It's the same for g. G of 1 equals 0 and g of 0 equals 10. So you got add x-intercept and y-intercept, and also they both have max values at 18. Now, because we know they have maximum values, we know that both can have the shape, okay? Now, I can choose a model which is convenient. Now, would I use polynomial form? You have to think about this because we've got 2 points we can use. The third point, we don't have like the exact coordinates because the first coordinate here would be 1, 0 because that's the x-intercept, and 0, 10 is a y-intercept, that's 0, 10. But I've got something 18, okay, and I can't really utilize that properly in polynomial form because normally I'll just go f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. I can use the 3 points and sub in and you solve simultaneously, but we can't do that because the third point's problem. So instead, because we know this is a turning point, I'm going to use turning point form. So you can do that. There's nothing illegal about turning point form. So x minus b squared plus, not b, x minus h squared plus k. Okay. Now, I know that in turning point form, this gives me the turning point, and my y value of the turning point is 18. So this is great. I can actually use 18. I can sub in 18 for my k value. Okay. Now all I'm doing is I've got two unknowns. I just need to sub in the 2 points. Okay. So I'm still going to have to define my function. So I'm going to go define my function. So let's go to my main menu. Now I'm going to define it as instead of ax squared plus bx plus c, I'm going to define it as this, okay? The reason why I'm defining it as this because I already know my k value, okay? And you always put in what you know already. So I'm going to go a x, so I'm going to use the variables. Make sure you use the var menu, please, because otherwise it won't work. X minus h squared plus 18, and I'm going to go define, okay? I've defined it. I need to solve I also need to solve simultaneously because I've got two unknowns. So I need two equations or two points. So I'm going to go f of 1 equals 0. And please get your f from maths free. Okay. Otherwise, if you go ABC or VAR, it doesn't work. Okay. So in this is a rare case where you're not going to use VAR menu to get the f. F of 0 equals 10. And I'm going to solve for A and H, okay, because these are my unknowns. Now, and I'll change that to standard form. So now, as you can see, we've got two sets of values. Okay, that's interesting. So A equals negative 50 and H equals 2 and 5. A equals negative 50, H equals 2 and 5, or we have a second set. So we've actually got two solutions. So we've got A equals negative 2, H equals negative 2. A equals negative 2, H equals negative 2. Okay. Now, what that means is because essentially, if you look at the data, these are exactly the same points, right? Okay, so we've got f of 1 equals 0, f of 0 equals 10, and g of 1 equals 0, and g of 0 equals 10. They're exactly the same conditions. What this is telling me is that we've got actually two possible parabolas that satisfy that condition, that has a x-intercept at 1, y-intercept at 10, and a maximum value of 18. So because of the nature of the problem, we've left it open for two possible parabolas having meet those conditions. That's why the question says f and g. So one's for one condition, both parabolas meet the same conditions, meet the same requirements. So now if you're going to check your answer at the back of the book, you're probably not going to get it in turning point form, so you got to just sub it in and expand it. Okay, so to check whether your answer's right or not, simply do this. Just go, okay, so we've got negative 50, negative 50. I'm just going to sub in what I already have. So x minus my h is 2/5 squared plus k plus 18. So the way you check your answer is go interactive transformation, expand, and that should be one answer. And the other answer would be I'll expand change the numbers, so that would be negative 2. And my h is negative 2 as well. So that's going to be positive 2. Negative and negative is positive, right? So these two answers should be what you have on what you have at the back of the book. Okay, so I'll accept both answers if you write it in this form. But obviously not writing just a equals that and h equals that. Write out the full equation. Just write your final answers, and you should get the right answer. So hopefully it helps. I know this is a bit confusing, but you happen to have two parabolas that actually meet the criteria for x intercept of 1, y intercept of 10, and a maximum value of 18.